Hello, my hoopy fruits. Welcome to the Kawaii Slartibartfast channel. I am Sarah. I am the owner of this little channel here, and I wanted to do a rundown of the books I read in February since it's March now, and I like doing these. They're fun for me. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope that it introduces you to books that you may not have picked up. Some of these are Netgalley books, which they are sent to me for free for review, but I will always give my honest opinions about them. Like, I'm not gonna just try and make people feel better, you know. So, with that in mind, let's start. So, the first book that I finished in February was The Skeleton Haunted House by Leigh. This is the third book in the Family Skeleton series about an ambulatory magical skeleton named Sid who cracks jokes and loves anime. And anyway, there's this horrific murder in a haunted house, and an adjunct professor named Georgia has to solve it along with her family. It's a really fun series. It's got something unique to the cozy mystery thing, so I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed the second book, which was The Skeleton Takes a Bow, I think. This one hit closer to home, and I really liked it, and I really enjoyed reading it. But anyway, the second book on this list is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, which is a basically alt universe where people have superpowers. I've seen some people try to compare it to The Boys. I can kind of see it, but kind of not. Anyway, this is the first book in a trilogy, and I really enjoyed it. I read it when it first came out, I think, and I enjoyed it then, but I'd forgotten a lot, and there's a lot about the darker side of superheroes, so I think that's where the Boys comparison comes in. But I mean, you're comparing a Garth Ennis book to a young adult, and that's not really gonna work out if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, I really enjoyed the character of Nova. Like, she has a very tragic backstory, of course. Superhero, parents dead. Are there any superheroes that have, like, families that are all alive? The next book is a Netgalley book. It's Ace of Spades by Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé. This book was incredible. Thank you so much to Wednesday Books, first of all, for letting me have an advanced reader's copy. As a white woman, parts of this book made me feel very uncomfortable, which it should, and there's a part of me that's like, this is just a book, things don't happen, but it actually does. It's a great book about competition and gossiping. The tagline basically described it as a cross between Get Out and Gossip Girl, and that was just like, ooh, I gotta read this book. And it's so well written, and it's so intense, and it's a great thriller, and it's like a really good book, like, not just for YA. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that one comes out in June. I can't remember the day right now, but I will put it on the screen when I find it. The next book is The Girl in the Steel Corset by Kady and I like this one a lot better the first time I read it. It was just really boring. I don't know, there was like this love thing triangle that was just like, this is nothing for me, and just characters who honestly I just wish would die. I didn't like it. I might pick up the second book in the series because I remember enjoying the series. I read them all like when they first came out, but I don't know, I just read it and it was like, ugh, I hate this. So that I don't think I'd really recommend, but it's one I read in February, so it stays. So this one is The Ride of Her Life by Elizabeth Letts. And it's a historical book. It's about a woman named Annie Wilkins who basically rode across the country on a horse. It's a lot more interesting than I'm making it sound, trust me. And by the way, that's Annie Wilkins, not Annie Wilkes from Stephen King's Misery. Like, I read it and I was like, wait, what? And this happened like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, just imagine Annie Wilkes riding a horse across the country. It's okay, you can laugh too. But anyway, Elizabeth Letts, this was also a Netgalley book, and the publisher actually was like, hey, you read a book by this author, would you like to read this one? And I was like, yes, please. And I really like Elizabeth Letts' writing. She wrote Finding Dorothy, which was a historical book based on the life of Frank Baum. It was really, really good. So yeah, that one, I don't remember when it comes out at the top of my head. The internet's being wonky right now, so I will look it up and I will put it here. So the next one is another Netgalley book. It's Gudetama, Mindfulness for Lazy by Wook-Chin Clark. I have had issues with the concept of mindfulness, but this book explains it really well, and it's charming, and it's got cute pictures of Gudetama, so I mean, it's all good. So if you are having difficulties with the concept of mindfulness and like meditation and like clearing your mind, this actually might be a good starter book to look at. And if you don't get the mindfulness, that's fine, you can enjoy the artwork. It's great artwork. It's the lazy egg. I mean, come on, what's not to love? Unless you don't like Gudetama, in which case, who are you? The next book up is surprisingly not a Netgalley book. It's Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I read this one when it first came out. Really enjoyed it, except for the romance subplot with David. I can't stand David as a character. I don't know why he's in this book. So far he's out of nothing. I'm reading the second book and like honestly I'm so annoyed that like it continues to be a thing, because the whole thing is based on the character of Stevie Bell, who enjoys solving mysteries. So she gets an invite to this really posh boarding school experimental thing started by this guy named Alfred Ellingham, whose wife and daughter were kidnapped back in 1936, and it's been this unsolved mystery. And Stevie's like, you know what, I'm going to go here and it will be my goal to solve this mystery. So there's a bunch of characters and a bunch of red herrings, and then there's the romance with David, who just gives me a headache to think about. But other than that, honestly, it's a really good book. It's a solid mystery. I love the character of Stevie. I just wish it didn't have a pointless romance subplot. But that's probably why I don't write young adult books, and also because I haven't finished one yet. But anyway, so yeah, I am reading the second one, The Vanishing Star, so that's probably going to be up on the March books I read. This one is a Netgalley book. It is Delicates, which is the sequel to Sheets, that was written by Brenna Thumler, and it's a story about grief and trying to fit in, and ghosts and washing machines. it's a very strange idea that works better than it should, is the way, like, I'm trying not to spoil it because honestly this book is so delightful and the pictures are so charming and it made me cry. Okay, I know that I am a sensitive potato, but I cried reading this book. It's so good and I can't wait till it comes out so that people can enjoy it too, because it's fantastic. I enjoyed it so much. But anyway, again, I'll put the date it comes out here. The next book is from Netgalley. It's a sequel to one of my favorite books that I've read in a long time. That was Catfishing on Catnet, and this one is Chaos on Catnet. And it's a sequel where the first one explored like all the good that technology and AI could do. The second one got a little bit darker, and I really appreciate that. There's this app that leads people to do things, and they're not really questioning it because it seems harmless, but there are snowballs effect, and I felt that this book really it made use of the near future setting, because like the first one mentioned like one driverless car, and then it mentioned like the sex education robots, and it was like, oh, okay, well this is sometime in the future, like probably sometime around like 2050 something, that like I would hazard a guess as to what time it's supposed to take place in. But like the way that it involves like the police, like a character is out in the cold and the police are like, hey, are you okay? Do you need a voucher to get a coat? Do you need a place to go? Like, the thought isn't to arrest, the thought is actually to help. And that is such, like, even though this is kind of a dark book, it's such a lovely, almost utopian idea of what things should be and what they could be if we allowed it. So this one is Steph and her mom are finally at peace. Her dad's in jail, no chance of bail or parole or anything like that. And then there's this app that comes along, and then it turns out that there's this missing girl, and there's a cult, and it just goes and goes, and it's such a good book, and I would highly recommend it. And again, the publishing date will be here. So the next book was also a Netgalley one. It's Japan by Takashi Sato. It's a guidebook to Japan, and the pictures are just beautiful. They are so gorgeous. I want to hop on a plane and go to Japan immediately based on this book. It has info about the places are, so you can find out like how to get to them. There's QR codes in it for more information, and I really loved looking at the pictures. Like, I mean, the reading bit was interesting too, but the pictures are so good. The next book is a Netgalley book, surprise, surprise, called A Tale of Two Cookies by Eve Calder, and in it, a pastry chef's old friend is like, hey, I'm getting married, and it's like, yay, this is great for you, let's celebrate, and then the groom disappears, and it's a mystery, a cozy mystery. I really like this one, it was fun. The conclusion was great. I really do like these books. Its series is the Cookie House Mysteries, if you're interested in. And again, publishing date's gonna be right here. And those are the books I read for the month of February. Let me know what books you've read, or if you're looking forward to any of those books that haven't been released. If you have a book recommendation for me, have a happy day and keep it fruity. Bye!